This is from usatoday.com.
Yes.
Drinking behind 1 in 10 deaths of working age adults.
Drinking?
Yeah, so 1 in 10 deaths.
In America?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is caused by drinking.
Drinking alcohol?
Yeah, not fluids. Specifically.
Well, we were talking earlier about the gallons and gallons of, like, Mountain Dew that they drink.
Yeah, that wasn't on the podcast, though.
No, we were saying earlier.
That was
off air.
Studio B preparation time. Yeah, we were talking about how in America, because I bought a Butterfinger recently, which if you go to facebook.com/TFC podcast or instagram.com/TFC podcast.
Great plug.
You can see me eating and reviewing the Butterfinger. And the conclusion that I came to, because it was imported from America, is that the high fructose syrup ruins it. Too sweet.
Yeah, it doesn't.
And it's the wrong kind of sweet. It's not.
It's the headache sweet.
It doesn't taste like sugar. It tastes sweet, technically. That's what it tastes like. That's what I feel like when I eat that imported.
It's almost
American
like
chocolate.
a chemical high.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste like sugar.
But it's more of an immediate crash with no perceivable high. Because I had 2 bites of the Butterfinger and I was like, this is genuinely amazing. And then the 3rd bite, this is horrible. Oh God, what have I done with my life? I'm going to kill myself. I feel terrible.
How long do you think it takes before that just numbs away and you don't have that anymore?
I don't know. But I don't think that's something that people who live in America experience. Because they probably are.
Because you grow up with it, don't you?
Yeah.
I suppose. Some fans outside wanting autographs.
Yeah.
After the show.
Yeah, after the show.
Yeah.
How far are we?
Form an orderly queue.
Yeah. That'll be about 35 minutes.
They'll wait.
Maybe a lot more or a lot less than that.
They'll wait.
Anyway, drinking behind 1 in 10 deaths of working age adults.
How?
Well, either excessive alcohol use or... excessive alcohol use, across the board.
Just that.
But that constitutes either long-term or short-term problems. Short-term being binge drinking and long-term being generally alcoholism. And short-term, it can be like car accidents, alcohol poisoning, accidents in general, stuff like violence, stuff like that. And then long-term stuff like cirrhosis.
Yeah, liver.
Yeah. But apparently more of these deaths are from binge drinking as opposed to...
Really? Because you don't often hear about America's binge drinking culture.
Well, there was a huge... I remember a few years ago it was all over the news about Britain's binge drinking culture.
Yeah, we talk about it all the time.
Yeah, we're all really worried about it.
We're constantly moaning about it.
Yeah.
We drink too much. Well, personal choice. What are you going to do?
It is a personal choice.
You can't stop selling alcohol. You can't put tax on alcohol to a ridiculous percentage just because some people drink too much of it.
Well, this is what William Kerr, a scientist with the Alcohol Research Group, said that basically he said that they should make alcohol more expensive in order to discourage people from buying it so much.
Disagree.
But then the Distilled Spirits Council really disagreed with that.
Did they?
Yeah, they weren't happy with that at all. And Lisa Hawkins, from the impartial board of Distilled Spirits Council, said repeatedly studies have shown that alcohol abusers are affected little by price. And she also said that it's the moderate alcohol consumers who are affected most by price, which means we're moderate alcohol consumers.
Yeah.
Because we're very affected by price.
I think that's true, though, because it's only going to stop people who don't already have a problem.
Yeah.
If you do have a problem already, you're not going to go, oh, it's gone up 15 pence a pint.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not going to drink anymore.
But then to counter that, to counter what you're saying and what your pal Lisa Hawkins from the Distilled Spirits Council is saying, it does say that a huge amount of these deaths are not from alcoholics. They're just from people who drank too much one night.
Well, what do you want me to do about that?
Well, nothing. But it's just, it gives more credence to the idea that making alcohol more expensive would make a difference.
Well, that's your own fuck up. Like, why are we punishing the masses for the mistakes of the few?
Well, you could look at it that way, but it's not really punishing
the same
masses,
way that
though.
People eat far too much food,
Yeah.
get far too fat, and then the NHS and our tax money has to pay for them to have surgery.
Yeah.
I'm not saying all fast food should be increased in price, because I like moderate consumption of fast food.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that chocolate makes me fat and got diabetes in all my family, and so it should be 58 quid a bar.
Yeah. You're saying it's round up all the fat people,
put them on an island.
Camp. Yeah, on an island.
And bomb the island with anthrax.
Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is...
That's a very expensive way to do that.
What I'm saying is that it's your own personal choice. Alcohol, tobacco, food, anything like this, especially alcohol and tobacco, are aimed, or should be aimed, at an adult market who are free within democratic society to make their own decisions. If you make your own decision to drink 58 pints, well, then you're an idiot.
Yeah.
So why should I punish everybody in my country because some people are idiots?
Well, this is something else that really ties into this whole thing, and this is also something that came out recently. A smoking ban has been proposed for people born after the year 2000 in the UK.
They do that in Australia, I think, or in New Zealand.
Well, it says here now the Australian Medical Association is examining the idea. So it says Australia might also do it as well. But basically, this has been voted overwhelmingly by doctors in the United Kingdom to ban smoking for anyone born after 2000.
You can't ban a product.
But I think the argument you're making is that it's your own personal choice, as in a law shouldn't be able to impact upon someone's own personal choice to do what they want, as long as you're not hurting anyone.
Yeah, it's private property. I'm all for you shouldn't be able to smoke in the faces of babies. You shouldn't be able to smoke on trains, planes and automobiles, but it is your own choice to put what... This is my whole private property argument, is that your body is the only private property you have.
Yeah.
And so the choice to do whatever you want to do with it is up to you. I don't want to ban all joggers because some cunt gets run down at 5 in the morning because he's not wearing high-vid gear. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, it's not... I don't care what other people are doing.
Well...
I don't care that teenagers are dying because they're drinking too much in the streets. I don't care.
Yeah, but what about the teenagers who die because their friend drank too much? That's the important
because
thing.
Their friend drank too much.
Yeah. So you
Why do they die?
Well, because their friend drove a car into their car. Well, not even their friend. What about a kid who's just crossing the street and a drunk driver comes and plows them down? So many thousands of people die every year because of other people.
There's so many what-if arguments.
Yeah, but it's less of a what-if argument. It's more of a significant statistic. And the same thing with smoking. People talk about how smoking is your own choice and so on, but then that's completely ignoring secondhand smoke. And that kills thousands of people a year die from secondhand smoke. And it's not your choice that someone near you is smoking. Because I completely agree that the purpose of a law should be to protect you from other people, not to protect you from yourselves. And with that in mind, it seems logical to say, yeah, okay, don't ban smoking, don't ban drinking, because it's attempting to protect you from yourself, which is not the purpose of law.
Yeah.
But then it's not. It's really what it is it's protecting you from other people. It's protecting people from secondhand smoke and from drunk drivers, for example, and so on. And that's sort of fair. I mean, I don't think we should ban smoking or alcohol. But I think banning smoking is more... I'm more on board with that than
it's the same argument that you get with gun users in America who have the whole... Well, if you want to ban guns, you should ban knives because you can just go out and kill anybody and wheel people with knives.
Yeah.
And yeah, you might get people that drink drive, but they've broken the law. Like the law is there to protect people.
Yeah.
Saying you shouldn't.
That's true. Yeah.
You shouldn't drink more than this amount and then drive, handle machinery, do anything.
Yeah, but
if you then choose to do that, you've broken the law. Like we've put that law in place. What more do you want to do? I'm not going to ban all things that could possibly cause danger.
Well, but you say you've chosen to break the law, but what you have here really is a drug that increases everyone's propensity to break the law. In general.
Yeah.
So, with that in mind, you can see.
Well, if alcohol came on the market now, it would be banned. Like the whole weed versus alcohol argument is that alcohol is a very, very dangerous drug. It kills lots and lots of people
10% of all deaths, in fact.
Second-hand, first-hand, however much it is, I don't know. It kills a ridiculous amount of people.
Yeah.
But the fact is, it's never going to be banned.
No. I mean, they tried in America, prohibition went terribly, yeah.
And so it's never going to be banned now because the tax money that we make on it and the role it has in the economy is so massive. It's the same with the tobacco industries. They're a huge, huge company.
Yeah.
Companies. Industry.
Yeah.
That to take that completely out of the economy would fuck everything royally.
Yeah, it would, yeah.
So you can't do that. So then are you going to pussyfoot around and say, well, you know, we can't have anybody under the age of this doing that and this doing that, or saying this is the law set out. You can't do this. You can't smoke in public. You can't. What do you mean you can't smoke in public? It's outside? Like, what's...
Well, yeah, but then you've got... I mean, I think that not being able to smoke in public is a perfectly reasonable law, because I don't smoke, and then if I don't have anything against smoking. I'm not one of those people who says, oh, it's disgusting. Well, I don't care if you want to smoke. Go for it. And there's nothing wrong with it. Like, I'm not going to tell people not to smoke. But if I'm sitting in a room with lots of people who are smoking, and I'm getting second-hand smoke...
Yeah.
So that is dangerous to my health in the same sense that, like imagine if alcohol, like, gave off some sort of toxic fume.
Yeah.
Then that'd be a more reasonable comparison. You could understand then banning alcohol. Because it's like this dangerous substance that's like...
But there's nothing you can do about sitting in a room with people who are choosing to smoke.
Well, there is, because it could be illegal to smoke in a public place, which it is.
Yeah, it is illegal to smoke in an enclosed public place. And
exactly,
there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm saying outside on the street, like, you can't ban that. In somebody's own house, if you go in there and, like...
Yeah, I agree with that,
about that, then you've made the choice to be there. And you can make the choice to leave. So you have to weigh up whether sitting round playing poker with three guys smoking cigars is something you want to do. If it is, then you're going to have to take the second-hand smoke because it's 3-on-1 democracy.
Have you heard of third-hand smoke though?
I think it's all a bit shit.
Well, you say that, but
don't know if I buy this.
Let's say, because you were saying that you should be allowed to smoke in your own private home. That's your choice. But then, what about the next owners of that home? Because there's loads of evidence that's come out recently in the past few years to say that just smoking in a room a few times will put these chemicals in the walls and ceiling.
It does. Like this room's not too bad, but if you go into a smoker's house,
it's yellow.
It'll be tarred. Yeah. Like it'll be tarred.
Yeah, and the argument is that makes that room then cancerous.
I don't think it makes it cancerous.
I don't know.
I think there are... Well, I don't know. I'm just saying, as a smoker, I'm just jumping on that. It's fine.
It says here, the residue of the nicotine coating interior car or room surfaces can react with nitrous acid present in the air to create tobacco-specific nitrosamines carcinogens found in tobacco products.
Yeah, I'm not saying that these walls are now going to probably have a bit of
cancer.
Well, a bit of, carcinogens in, but not enough that's going to kill you.
Well, okay, but what if, for the sake of argument, that someone released a study that's... I'm not going to read all this, maybe that has already happened, but I'm not going to read it, so I don't know. But let's say, for the sake of argument, that someone released a study that said that, yes, it would potentially kill people. Third-hand smoke is like a big killer and we never realised it.
Yeah.
Well, would that then change your opinion?
No. Because this is still my private property now.
Yeah, but it won't be... Okay.
If I then sell it, I'll have to write on the house smokers lived here. Then it's your choice.
Well, yeah,
whether
but
you
what
buy
if,
it or not.
But then what if, like, the only houses that are available to buy are houses that smokers have lived in? It's like, imagine
so that's the market that there is. What?
But then should it then also be legal to, like, install one of those, like, in Indiana Jones where he steps on a pressure plate and there are all these holes in the walls that shoot arrows at him? What if I installed those all in my home so that whenever he steps on the welcome mat, he gets shot with 50 poisonous darts? And that was irrevocably installed. You'd have to take down the foundation of the building in order to uninstall that. How is that fair on the next tenant?
Well, if you put it in the housing little bit of info in the bio...
Yeah, but it's not fair though, really.
Well, then, if someone chooses to buy that house well then that's
Yeah, but
that's
what
on
if,
them.
what if that catches on and becomes, like, I don't know what percentage it is of people who smoke in their own homes, but let's say, like, 50% of homes in Britain have these poison dart shooting things installed in the walls. Then at that point, you might be in a situation where you need to buy a new home, and the only homes that are available have these. Well, it's not. It's not good.
What do you want me to do about it? That's the market.
No, it should be illegal to install poison dart things in your walls.
No, why should it?
Because it's really dangerous to people.
Yeah, but it's your own private property. You can do whatever you like.
Yeah, but if whatever you like indirectly harms other people, you shouldn't be able to do it.
But it doesn't really indirectly harm
Well, it
anybody.
does, though, because there's all this evidence about third-hand smoke saying that it causes carcinogens in the air.
Yeah.
Tobacco residue in walls and
Well,
ceilings reacts with nitrous in the air or whatever it is.
I've written it on my little slip. If you choose to get it, you choose to get it. If the market then becomes such a place that that's the only place you can afford, well, I'm sorry, but what do you want me to do about it?
Well, I want the law to say... Well, I don't. Yeah. I'm really playing devil's advocate quite hard here. But devil's advocate me wants the law to say ban smoking altogether, so then third-hand smoke is eliminated. That's the solution.
But then where does potential what-ifs stop? Do I then counter that by saying, OK, we'll ban that, but we'll also ban any kind of factory producing anything because they're billowing toxic smoke into the air that's really fucking up the entire world?
Yes.
Not just a potential...
You say this as if it's like a really bizarre, crazy thing to suggest.
This is sort of the whole small-time government thing.
Yeah.
Really, if you want to think about what's going on in the air, people say, oh, you shouldn't be able to smoke on roads, where other people go, well, there's 400 cars driving past you, billowing out smoke and petrol gases. Yeah.
It's true.
People go, oh, the smog in China is bad. Oh, it's because they're all smokers. No, it's because factories pump out 24/7. It's because billowing black smoke into the air.
Because everything you bought in the past week was made in China.
And so that I think is going to be the next sort of bubble smoking kind of thing to come in. Is that the air we breathe anyway, regardless of smoke, is so full of shite.
Yeah, but you're saying that argument is to say there's piss in the pool, so might as well piss in there.
Yeah, but I'm saying this is a much bigger scale, doing much more damage.
Just because you've got a big problem doesn't mean that hacking away at a small part of it won't make a difference.
But this isn't.
I believe it was Jamie Oliver who said every little helps.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't come up with it, but he was contractually obligated by Sainsbury's to say it.
Yeah.
So, and it's true. Every little does help. You chip what you've got to start somewhere. You have to chip away at the iceberg in order to get rid of that iceberg.
But I don't think this is even the same iceberg. People don't put this in the same iceberg.
Well, you did.
Yeah, I did, because I'm trying to defend my right to do whatever the fuck I want to do.
I'm not entirely sure where I stand on this, because it feels really wrong to say, let's ban smoking. But smoking is dangerous to people who don't smoke.
But so's a lot of things.
Yeah, but again, that's the piss in the pool argument. That's a bad argument.
Should we ban driving because you might crash into somebody?
Well, no, because driving's really useful.
So smoking is great. Really useful for just getting through the day.
Well, I suppose it's not really fair to say you're only allowed to do useful things, though, is it? So that's a bad argument, I'll admit.
Hedonism.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. But driving is necessary to our economy? I'm trying to come up with a
driving has more pros than smoking, that's undoubted. But there's a lot of things that you do that really have no real benefit to you.
Yeah.
Like, why should we allow people to eat as much McDonald's as they want?
Yeah, but that doesn't hurt other people, though.
Yeah, but their fatness and their eventual...
It offends you.
No, not only does it offend me, but it's... when they have to go in for surgery, when they're getting medication, when they're getting all their insulin free from the NHS...
You've got to pay for
Who's paying that tax? Me. And where's that tax coming from? Oh, we'll just put up cigarettes and booze a couple more pence.
Yeah, but then you could also say, what about the 10% of people who are in hospital from alcohol-related illnesses?
Yeah, well then you shouldn't get any help.
Why?
Because if it's your own choice, private property, then...
Yeah, but for a lot of those people who are ill because of alcohol, it wasn't their own choice. A lot of it is accidents and so on.
Yeah, no, when it is... When you've drank your liver out,
yeah,
why should I give you another liver?
Love your neighbour.
When you've...
That's mine.
When you've smoked your lungs away, should I give you another... We don't...
Yeah. Yeah, but that's a really... That goes to a really dark place really quick.
Yeah, it does.
To say that the only healthcare that should be provided is...
For people who fit these parameters, yeah.
For people who are hurt by others. Like, if you were hurt by yourself, you shouldn't be able to... Like, oh, what's that? You stub your toe and now it's gone gangrenous and your legs fell off. Fuck off.
Yeah,
you shouldn't have stubbed your toe, should you?
There's a difference between an accidental thing like that or falling off a ladder and...
Also accidental, though.
Yeah, but all these accidental things that you do to yourself.
I was actually given the wrong type of ladder. I fell off and my left hand was crushed. I called National Accident Helpline.
Right. But there's a difference between that and knowing the risks, taking it, and then it all going horribly wrong.
Yeah. Hang on. What point are you at?
Because
I'm stuck on National Accident Helpline now.
There's a difference between, stubbing your toe and it getting all infected and you needing surgery, whatever.
Yeah.
Because that is purely accidental. There is becoming ill. You can't help that.
Yeah.
But when you are choosing to do something which potentially can damage your health.
Yeah, but choice is such a difficult thing because
it's a huge topic. I'm not saying that smokers and drinkers and fatties shouldn't get any help from the NHS.
It's the case for a lot of people who drink and smoke and overeat, that they made the choice to get into that spiral when they were depressed or when they were grieving or when they were feeling had some sort of psychological problem. And often it's not a choice to become addicted to something.
Yeah, addiction is a very, very tricky topic in that kind of way, and it leads to a lot of things. And that's why things like this won't ever happen. You won't ever say, well, the NHS isn't letting fatties or drunks or smokers in anymore.
Blacks.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Touch wood.
I'm not really. That's a joke about me being racist from earlier on. I'm not really racist. Or am I? Yes.
It's an interesting topic. I stand for you can do what you like.
No, this doesn't feel right because we've not solved it. Usually we solve big problems like this on TLDR and TFC podcasts in general.
Yeah, there's a lot of... Well, I get it. Another sort of branch of that argument are people who choose to go hiking and then get stuck up a mountain and we have to send out the Coast Guard and planes and tax money and we get, not necessarily drunks, but people go out in sailboats and then the tide changes and you're near Calais.
Yeah,
we have to go out and save you. It's your own choice. You fucked up. Should I pay for you to get saved? Yes. Yeah, it seems natural consensus. Yes.
Yeah.
But then I chose to do whatever. Should money save me as well? Yeah, I suppose so.
I mean, I don't think that whether or not it was your choice should really factor in. I think to just have a very black and white simple system in this case really works. Because to just say, right, when someone needs help, we'll help them.
We'll help them.
That works, regardless of why. I don't think there should be any sort of value system, any sort of judgment like that.
I'm all for that. I think the more help, the better. But people will argue that. People argue that